I need financing. I need cash flow. I need money for the business. That was the second challenge that you mentioned was big for your business, and it impacted your ability to land big corporate contracts. And it makes sense that that one is a difficult one. Oftentimes, you know that a big contract is going to require that you might need more resources. You might need a larger building. You might need more employees. You might have to buy inventory. You might have to do a whole host of things just to be able to handle that size contract. And what I'm going to share with you about that issue today, and it's going to come from a couple of different experiences I've had personally. One in teaching this particular topic for about 15, 16 years now, as well for my business as a small business owner. This is one of those problems where you've got about a whole host of options, and I'm not a financial expert, so I'm not going to walk you through all the different ways that you can address this. There are others that are better qualified and can give you a lot more advice on that. So I'm going to bring this down to two or three different things that are specific to the framework that we talk about in this program. So the first thing I'm going to mention to you is one, just general wisdom. What you want to do, and if you happen to not have financial issues right now, one of the things you should be doing is making sure you get a working capital line of credit and get financing and whatnot in place before you need it. So if your business is running well right now and you have no cash flow concerns or anything, you need to talk to somebody about creating some type of reserve so that when bad times come, you won't. You will have positioned yourself beforehand. The second thing on this particular issue is also looking at alternative financing. And this can be a little expensive. You might not be able to pass the costs along to the cost of this financing along to customers, but things like factoring and PO financing and all those other kinds of things, with some of the more exotic things, if you can't get a loan or whatnot, well, you can do inventory financing, but looking at bringing on an investor and potentially diluting the value of the business, those are all options. But once again, there's people out there that are a lot more sophisticated in doing this than I am. What I want to share with you is how to use what we talk about in the training that I've been providing, is the concept of strategic alliances. And the backdrop of strategic alliances, and oh, by the way, this is appropriate for the challenge that we're talking about today, getting money for the business, just as it was yesterday to getting to the decision maker and getting your foot in the door, just as it will be in some of the upcoming ones that we're going to talk about. And what I want to do here is share with you a little bit about, right now we're in what I call the partner economy. And the partner economy means that you really and truly need to look at how do you go to market with the collective power, strength, resources, flexibility, and agility of a group, of a team. We're seeing large companies partner. In the old days, they used to go it alone. Now they are partnering. And as a small business owner, I believe it's a necessity. It's one of the greatest tools you can have in your business owner toolkit, your survival toolkit, your thriving toolkit. And so one of the considerations that you want to have in place for figuring out a partner is one that can help you with your cash flow and some of the money requirements for the business. And this might not be someone who can inject cash and funds into your business. This might be a partner that's taking on the investment to do things that you can't do. For example, if you know you need to hire 3 or 5 salespeople, then you might consider a partner who actually currently has access to the customers you're trying to go after. Now think about this. If you have cost of sales of 30%, but you have a partner that's actually bringing those sales to you, and then all you have to do is fulfillment, then you didn't have to make that investment in a sales team. I think about it this way. And this one gets a little dicey. We have to talk quite a bit more in this. But if all of a sudden you're going after a major contract and you need to expand your plant, maybe you want to partner with someone who actually can take part of the operating process and do that piece for you. And so working together, you can fulfill the contract without you having to necessarily get more warehouse space, buy more equipment, hire more staff, and other kinds of things. So strategic alliances and partnerships are another way for you to potentially address the financing and the money and other kinds of things. And we can talk a lot more in detail about how you go about putting those together and how you define requirements for define the requirements to make sure you're not giving away the farm, or that it actually meets the objectives that you need as soon as you need them. We can talk more about that. But that's how you handle that challenge. You can look at alternative financing. You can make sure you provide for working capital before you actually get into a cash crunch or a money crunch, or you can look at a strategic alliance or a partnership that actually fulfills the need that you're trying to address with the money. That's what I have for you today. Looking forward to talking with you tomorrow and on the next one. And as well, stay tuned for our live Q&A. Be sure to take notes, and I'll be ready to talk live with you, and we'll go a little deeper on some of these topics. Take care. Bye for now.